Hit the bell and appreciate you watching as always. So I'm gonna put some thoughts out here really quick. This morning I was doing some things around the house. You know, I'm a wife, okay? And I said, let me listen to a variety of speakers on the tube while I'm doing things around the house. And of course, you know, I'm listening to some of the drama, the attention grabbers from Obama and Biden. Obama wanting to open up the floor for voting for someone else, and Biden getting pissed, and Obama saying, well, look, you finish what you started, blah, blah, blah. And then you find out that Biden's supporting Kamala because the AKAs are complaining, saying that if you don't put Kamala, who's an AKA, in a position that of power with you, to run with you, then we're just going to blow this B up. And so we're just going to explode the Democratic Party if you don't do that. Now, the crazy thing is yes, she's AKA. Of course, Kamala is from Tamil. That's a high priest class in India, in the city of Tamil. Her and Vivek, who's a Republican, who used to be a Democrat, are of the same bloodline. They're of the same family. So please understand, in this game that's being played, there's truth, and then there's multitudes of lies. So the reason why there has to be truth sitting in the center is because when you throw the lie out, some people always reflect back to the truth. So let's say in the center there is the truth, but then you got to divide the truth with a lie over here to the left and a lie over here to the right. So I'm going to talk about how in the world did they divide the country according to race, okay? And the they are the oligarchs. The they are those who know that the avatar that we walk in is not really that important in the game called life, because coming here is supposed to be about learning about self and growing self and walking in love and walking in peace. And if there is any disharmony, figuring out how to enjoy the confusion while you walk towards solving it in peace. Because see, there will be a time of confusion, but you can't freak out about confusion, because you understand, oh, there is something that's trying to cause confusion. There is an author of confusion. And now that you know there's an author of the confusion, now you understand that you're not the problem and the other people aren't the problem. You can come to the middle and walk in love. You can walk in peace because you all want the same thing. Now, I'm talking about a group labeled white, a group labeled black, okay? And then there are those in between that now are coming across the border to replace those that are called black, or those who are called African American, as Jesse Jackson said. Now they're not like us leaders and my husband did a video on They're Not Like Us. If you ever see that, there's an awesome video, and it's taking Kendrick's song and it's saying, he's showing all of those who aren't like us, who are melanated, meaning that though they're in the forefront, like Joy Reid, like Van, like Oprah Winfrey, like Tyler Perry, like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're not like us because Obama, he's not like us. Why? Because they continue the divide. They continue to tell us, focus on your skin color. Now, yes, the skin color is important to know, but it's only to know why we got in the predicament we got in because of the skin color. And the same thing with how did they deceive the non-melanated people to get into the predicament they're in. They're going into the same predicament that we have been in as a people, as a group. Now, individually speaking, those of us who have awakened to the game, the division game, come from under the spell, and you immediately then know that no weapon formed against you will ever prosper. You understand that, oh, okay, I see the trick. I see the hand. I see the one that's telling me I give you the whole world if you just give me everything about you. And you say, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give you my mind. So let's go. So first thing, I was watching this morning, and it was this female talking about, she's a, she says she's a civil rights lawyer. And the title was Blacks Have Been Betrayed. She has Obama on the right and Biden on the left. Now, we know Biden and all of his antics, him and his Klan member best friend did a lot of things to bring on this drug thing, and Clinton them, they did their part to paint brown people, melanated people as mafia, which when you say mafia, we're not talking about black people. When you say drug dealer, you think about black people. You shouldn't, but the media, the television, has pushed this propaganda. Now, the television is not ran by regular white folks who are Republican. No, ma'am, no, sir. That's not how it works. Because I'm finna go. I'm gonna deal with what she said, and then I'm gonna deal with what the white female said. So I listened to a black melanated female who has educated herself on a certain aspect of the game that's being played on both the white and the black. That's what I'm trying to say. We have to come to the middle. We have to stop being so cold-hearted and stop being so crazy on fire, and come to the middle where it's lukewarm, where you can rest, where you can sip the coffee, where you can sip the tea, where you can sip the cocoa, where you can sip the noonie juice, whatever you're drinking. Because sometimes you don't need stuff hot, and sometimes you don't need it cold. Sometimes you need to sit straight in the middle. And they tell you, don't be lukewarm and nothing. Please understand, all things have been written to guide you a certain way. You can use it for the good, or you can use it for the bad. Now, the black lady was talking about how in the inner city, she was trying to get people to get on buses so they could go to the capital of Chicago and declare and decree that they're tired of so many black men being neglected and betrayed. Now, she was saying that this is a city, Chicago, Illinois, that Barack Obama was an activist in. However, people must understand that just because you have brown skin, and just because you walk and talk a certain way, that can be acting. Okay? And that when you're stuck in let me go back. Okay, so she was saying that she could not initially understand how Jim Crow law worked so well. How the world that they get this to work towards the black men so well. Now hold on and listen to the whole balancing story. Because I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat, I'm not independent. I don't play the political game. I am a person in the game to clear up the divisiveness in the game. Yes, that's why I'm here. To clear it up in me first, and then if you can listen long enough, you'll understand, pick up what I'm putting down. So, she's saying there has been a scope, a plan, a divisiveness that's purposefully set. And I say, yes, I agree. The only thing that she was saying, a guy about 18, 19 years old, he kept talking about the popo were instigating them and accusing them of things they weren't doing. She didn't believe him because he was charged with it. He took a plea deal because he didn't want to go to jail. He was pretty much a good guy, him and his friend. But the popo kept coming into the community. And if everybody think all popos are good, I'm sorry. All Secret Service aren't good. All CIA isn't good. All NSA officers isn't good. All border workers aren't good. There are some that were good that have been there 20 years that have left because it's chaotic. But let me get back to what she was saying. So you have her saying that here go a melanated guy come to her. She's melanated, and she had to resist helping him because he had a felony. But he said the felony wasn't a true felony because there were infiltrators into their community causing trouble, trying to cause them to get a record. And she was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Why would a law guy want to cause y'all to get into a debacle? Now, from my own personal testimony, I have several family members, several from top to bottom, who have been lives have been thrown away simply because they need those private prisons full. And so this should put a chip on my shoulders, right? This should make me say, I can't stand blah 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 this side of the aisle. No. I look and say, it's both sides of the aisle. It's just the folks in the middle who trying to figure it out, saying, what the hell really going on? Because some folks understand you can't hate somebody because of their skin color. So if I can't hate you because of your skin color, and you can't hate me for my skin color, some folks do, I choose not to, then I got to look and say, who your skin color, Somebody your skin color doing something to me or mine. And then somebody my skin color must be doing something to me and mine for it to work. And that's how it works. The folks that's not like us, whether they're brown or whether they're Caucasian, both sides have to think, how is it? Let's go to the Caucasian lady's situation. So she was saying, let me go up here and look. She was saying, and I know y'all see something on my screen about racial inequalities in America. I'm just using that right now because you see black and white on television, okay? But me go to hers. Hers says a white lawyer and professor reveals the truth on evil deeds. So this lady, the white lady, was saying before 16 something 80s, you didn't hear about titles. White people, black people, you know, the white people, the black, the African Americans. There were no titles. And you had white people that had indentured servants, and you had black people who had indentured servants. You had white folks who had slaves, you had black folks who had slaves. You had white folks suffering, you had black folks suffering. You had white folks who was friends with black people, and black folks who were friends with white people. I know y'all think it's just a new thing. You had people that, white folks that had relations with blacks, and blacks who had relations with whites. And yeah, they got in trouble because they were the outliners. It wasn't a lot of them, but people understood people are human. So what she was saying was that the title whites never existed before 1681. The title. Jesse Jackson came in, I think in the 1980s, something like that. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking about the 1980s. He labeled it African American. Now these titles are to disenfranchise you from even knowing who you are. Forget money. Forget reparations. That's a tag. That's a way to keep you like a dog running after a bone. That's just a distraction. That's to keep you thinking somebody owe you something instead of you going to get what's yours in the game. Once you wake up and realize you can get anything everybody else can get, they can't play you. They can't threaten you. But you're so afraid of the threat that you can't get what you claim, what you know, what you do, what you be. Okay? So she was saying the white title, the black title came. When they started labeling things, and then they started saying, oh, what we're going to do is we're going to divide and conquer. So the division started with, let's work on people's, we know how we are as humans. If somebody make you feel like you special, just like they're doing right now, they're dividing damn sexuality. They divided to the point where a man ain't a man, a woman ain't a woman. You can be a flea, you can be a circus clown, you can be 3, 4, 5 spirits. All these entities, all these beings that's behind the scene trying to bring division. Now a lot of these people that are white or melanated who are not like us, meaning they're not trying to live in love and peace and harmony and care about their neighbor as themselves. It's on both sides of the aisle. Why? Because the love of fiat currency and power is the birthplace of all kinds of debauchery. If you love the paper, if you love Bitcoin, if you love stablecoin, if you love gold and silver, paper money, digital money, if you love the idea of gaining more of it through tragedy, through chaos, and then you don't turn around, some people say, well, I'm gonna benefit through this chaos because I can see it, and then I'm gonna turn around and help people. Okay, we're gonna see. So she was saying that because whites never were known as whites before 1681, some leadership, a guy in leadership decided that he was going to start labeling people. When you start focusing on labels, I identifies this, I identifies that, I identifies this, I identifies that. That's now where you can now start forming outliners, more outliners of the complementary circles. You know, that's why I'm saying you got to come in the middle of the complementary circle and say, look, y'all, we need to expand this complementary circle until it bursts both bubbles. But they want outliners so that you can always feel like you're just a nobody trying to tell everybody about you and your struggles. And the struggles could possibly be absolutely real because we make our own reality. But my point is this. Once you hear that the titles did not exist before 1681, and then when they got the titles, they took the titles and they told one group, you're special. And if you turn your back on this group, we won't punish you. We'll give you land. We'll take some of the land some of these ones over here had. Now, think about this. The black people or brown people who, though they were labeled black and they had land, they didn't want to lose their land. So then they had to decide, okay, I got to play along with the game. That's where you come for these Freemasons, these lodge members like P. Diddy, LL Cool J, Queen Latifah and them. None of their people were in slavery. None of their people were in slavery at all. So you have black people who are prominent who never had to suffer through any, the label didn't affect them. It didn't affect them. All they had to do was just go along with the game. And the game was, let's label, let's identify these people. And first thing they did was, let's move the strong man. And the strong man was the melanated man. The strong man has always been the melanated man. He's the strong man because he's the birth. He's the beginning of all in these avatars. These genomes that the Anunnaki did. See, the Adam in the laboratory. Because the Anunnaki are brown-skinned Elohims who are humanoids, but people worship them as gods in the Old Testament and the New Testament. You don't know that? Go look into Enki and Enlil and look at Samaritans. Just type it in, Sumerian text, Enki, Enlil, and put in there Enlil and Yahweh, who Yahweh is Jehovah. It will blow your mind. For lack of knowledge, people perish. Why? Because they cast off restraining themselves from listening to the news. You need to restrain yourself from listening to people. When someone calls you, oh, you ain't nothing but a ninja, you ain't nothing but a ligga, you don't have to be moved by that. Go look and see what the dictionary word means for it. What's the definition of it? Go look at the Webster's Dictionary. What does it say? It's talking about a lazy person. And if you're not lazy, you don't have to accept that title. But a lot of people calling themselves that, oh, that's my ninja. It's because they know they calling them that because they ain't doing nothing all day. What, making some music? And then the rest of the day smoking blunts? So they know what they're talking about. They're talking about someone that's not doing nothing. Someone's trifling. You got it on both sides of the aisle. So don't take offense to when someone using a word. Words have meaning. You can't change the meaning just because someone uses it as a derogatory, perverted term. Someone uses a word as in perversion. That doesn't mean that you have to walk with that word. You can say, no, that word means lazy. You just correct the person. Say, no. That word means lazy. Are you calling me lazy? Because it causes that word that's supposed to have such a burst of negative power to mellow out. And that's what we want. So she was saying the titles. One group got like with the ABC Mafia, the sexuality mafia, where for people go through some things in their life and it messes with their mind. And people are always trying to find who they be. And so they identify themselves so many different things based on their feelings. But then there also are called walk-ins and possessions. And a lot of people don't understand that walk-ins don't all the time turn you into demons. No, it don't all the time work like that. Some walk-ins are disembodied humans who have not left the game, who want to be able to have sexual relations again, who wants to taste fried chicken, who want to have some macaronis, who want to have some southern biscuits, who want to have some cranberry apple juice with some ice. Okay? Then some people are possessed with spirits who are so low frequency because they've been here for so long that they pull that person into darkness, another layer of darkness in the mind, behind the curtain, the odds curtain, with the big head. Okay, turn them into something that looks like a gray. So I'm saying that titles / identifiers / identity markers are dangerous, because now if you don't accept that This group is special. Now, right now in 2024, July 22nd, the group that's special now is the group that says, I don't know who I am. The group that says, I know who I am, but I'm not identifying that I'm who I am. I look at my body and I say, this ain't me. I don't like this body. I don't love this. I need to be something else. I want to be a furry. I want to be Luke Skywalker. I want to go marry a bridge. Y'all think I'm making this stuff up, right? So this is going to be the special group. And then as the special group is parading itself with all kind of frequency colors of the rainbow, because that's what it's talking about, the frequency, all the different frequencies of the rainbow. While we're looking at the frequency or the freaking, lo and behold, aliens are coming across the border. Not aliens in the sky. Aliens or foreigners coming across the border. Why? Well, because, let's go back to the beginning. You got the white folks thought that they were told they were special. And the weakness in the hearts of men and women, when you tell somebody they special, and it's going to give them treats. Like right now with the Democrats, y'all special. Y'all deserve reparation. They tricking you because they want to make you feel like you're special. But do you ever get what they saying? Do you ever receive what they're saying? No, the hell you do not. And you will not. It's just trying to make you special in a defeatism way. They want to make you feel special in a weak, bowed-kneed way. We know as grown folks, nobody owes us nothing. We know as grown folks, we got to stand on our own goddamn 2 feet. But then we want to start thinking like children. It does not matter that we've been tricked. You too, white people, been tricked. Even some of these CIA agents that I be talking to on my videos, I be saying good morning to them. Y'all been tricked too. There is no special place that they gonna give y'all when they wanna turn you into Thomas Matthew Crooks. When they used that child and destroyed him. Because people think that there's no way out of this game other than to be used and thrown away. You got to go within yourself and realize, I'm better than being played. I'm better than being full of fear. I'm better than being used by an organization or a power that I'm afraid of. Not realizing that if you stand up for what is right, it don't matter if you decide to leave this game or you stay in this game. I don't want to use those titles, those names, because sometimes the algorithm act crazy. If you stay in the game or you leave the game, as long as you're standing up for what you know, finally you have the goals enough to stand up for. And what should we have the goals enough to stand up to? The goal enough to say, I have no enemies. I have no enemies. He said, well, we do have enemies. No, you don't have an enemy. You just have deceivers. See, with an enemy, you go to war. Decide you don't have no enemy. Especially people that watch me, I laugh at them. I be like, good morning. Be waving out there in the garden, waving at the drone. Good morning. I mean, this is the 3rd time I've seen them. I wonder if my hair look good. That's where I'm at in life. It don't matter. Once you realize can't nobody bring you your blessings, can't nobody move your blessings, can't nobody move you off the planet when you know who you be. I know who I be. That's why I bless all of the ones that be listening to me. I bless them. I bless them. I have hope for them. Anybody that's assigned to my account, 2 or 3 of them, I know. I bless them. Why do I bless them? I bless them because I know that in watching me, you're going to figure out how to master this game and let no one master you. And that's what happened to the Caucasian people with the Jim Crow law. Look, y'all, when I was a young girl, I used to work in the cotton field. Okay? I used to work in the pecan orchard. Okay? Me and my siblings, the ones that could do it. I know what I'm talking about. When I was a little girl, sitting outside in my daddy's car, I looked out and saw a whole bunch of guys coming in on the back of a truck going to the woods to have their meeting. And I hid in the car. Did they ever cause me to hate anybody that race? No. You know why? Because I understood that there are cliques. I understand that there are groups. I understand that everybody ain't part of the group. But everybody think everybody of the opposite race is. They're not. That's the point of the special groups. We got, I said earlier about harassment, AKA. We got people of our own race that snoop their nose up at us because they part of a special group. They do special rituals. They lock themselves into special spells. On both sides. And until they realize that they got to come up out of low frequency, come up out of the dark way of thinking, the dark way of living, which is being fearful, needing somebody else to make a way out of no way for you. You need another sister, another brother to make a way in a business adventure for you, and you can't see yourself getting it through your own abilities. You enslaved. And that's the problem of these oligarchs who manipulate and puppeteer these people that go into prominent position that look like they got power, like Biden, like Obama, like Bush, like Clinton's. I feel sorry for the struggle that Trump has to go through, because he's one of the puppets that don't like being puppeted. He don't like it. And so it's sort of kind of like, it's like Ye. They don't like it. Like Kendrick. He don't like it. They don't like it. And some people do. Like Oprah. Like Tyler. They're fine with it. You know, you got Biden over here telling Obama, you just the puppeteer behind the scene. Well, everybody already knew when Obama said that he would be the president. He's willing to be the president behind the scene. He would be behind the scene, let somebody be in the forefront, and just let them be the face. And I said, ooh, okay, he just told us something, didn't he? And this was before Biden was president. But I already said Biden was going to be president before he became president, because you can do gematria and see that, and that's not magic. That's just numbers and codes. But anyway, a lot of people don't understand that. That's being having eyes to see and ears to hear. So the Caucasian lady was saying, when they started labeling people certain things after 1681, they started saying this group is special. And then so when this group became special, that group allowed the other group who was suffering with them. Everybody had slaves. Some people didn't, some people did. All the races had slaves. Workers. And they would give them contracts like in Hollywood. You get on a damn contract, and what do? They use and abuse you. They don't treat you right. Nobody has a job, whether you're white or black. Everybody become impoverished. And once the military realize that they're being used too, they get offended. You have to stretch money. So let's say that you got a couple. They say you're special. You're the special group for right now in the 16, almost 1700. You're the special group. And so they work into being the special group. And so the special group decides to turn out their eyes away from loving their neighbor as themselves. So when they see brutality happening to someone that's been labeled black or brown, they say, oh, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Ain't got nothing to do with me. As long as it don't affect me and mine, I'm fine. Don't move in our community because y'all been labeled as trouble. So what happens is, as time goes on, those people that are labeled as problems get put in jails, living on the street, because now they have felons and they can't get good jobs. So now they become homeless, and that leaves their wives to be the breadwinner. And so now the wives have to become very strong in personality, strong in determination, because no woman wants her children to be without. No one. So there's stress, perplexity, because they miss their men. They want their men like every other woman wants their men. Okay? So when he finally comes home, everybody's happy to see him at home, but he's not the same. See? So now as time passes, and they start saying, the billionaires are making everybody suffer. The oligarchs are making everybody suffer. And some people are actually just trying to get revenge for when they went through suffering. Some people went through suffering and they put it on blast, because they lived in ghettos too. Some people don't see their suffering as an opportunity to say, let's not do that again. You know. But sometimes our own kind do it to us, like Hitler did it to the Aussie Nazis. Hitler did it to his own. He was a bastard child. His dad was an Aussie Nazi Jew who was not accepted. So, anyway, sometimes your own people doing it to you, and the media spin it and say it's done for this reason. Now we have a whole bunch of people like that Thomas Matthew Cook, who shot at Trump. He was on a Black Rock commercial, an ad. They got rid of this child, used him, probably MK Ultra'd him, and there were 2 other shooters, one on the tower, and then there was another one. The one on the tower probably was the one that actually nipped him in the ear. Trump said he should have been dead. He know it. He should have been dead. But you have to think about what other people want. His constituents, what do they want? A lot of them are people of faith. They want him alive. So by them wanting him alive, and him actually really wanting to be alive, he stayed. Just like the black minister was talking about Ephesians 6, and he said Ephesians 6 and 10, but he said Ephesians 6 and 11, but he really quoted Ephesians 6 and 10. And I was like, bro, wrong verse you just quoted. But he was very excited. But anyway, so what I'm saying is, once Biden, his best friend, the Klansman, and then you got Clinton, the Clintons come in, they spend a whole decades of time working on getting the brown people definitely bust into prisons off of stuff right now that businesses sell on the corner. They sell weed right now. It's just crazy. Anyway, I'm not gonna go too far into that. So they'll clear it up once they can make some money on it. But they'll send a whole bunch of yarn to prison. But who did that? It's pretty much always has been the Demis. But I don't just really, the Demis are so clever because they have help. They do have help on the other side of the aisle. Maybe the moderate Republicans are helping them. I don't know. But I know it's the people with the money. I'm not going to say this one helping. 'Cause I know there's some people on the left who really got disenfranchised with the whole, what the hell going on with the system. They got really, it just was debauchery. People started noticing something ain't right on either side. We need to come sort of kind of in the middle and say, hey, as long as we're not destroying or killing somebody, we should be able to work everything else out. Is your life on the line? Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about it. Let's. Somebody needs to sit down and have some counseling sessions. Let's deal with that situation personally. But if your life not on the line, why are you trying to kill, steal, and destroy? That's all I'm gonna say about that. Because I can go real hard on that. But when you devalue whether white or brown, black, nothing matters. Everything can go to Moloch. Okay? So now you got the white people's turn. They say, oh, what do they call them? The white supremacists. Well, y'all the one that made them white supremacist system. The very system that's turning against the poor white man, the moderate white man, the average white man, the white man that really don't have as much, no more education than the black man. Come on. Struggling and straining. But all these leaders do is show their face on the picture with them. These people be struggling and straining, just like everybody else struggling and straining. And they'll say, you should hate these people. You're like, why should you hate them? They got played. And a lot of people live in fear. They live in fear because they know how the system is, and they don't want to be bullied and beat up. They say, well, I'm going to just turn my head. Well, then guess what? You reap what you sow. That's not me saying, gotcha. That's me saying, no, that's what these old devils do. that want this system for themselves, that sit on the pyramid. That illuminated pyramid. That I probably need to pull out here, but I won't. Go to my other videos. So, now, the media spends its time past, 10 years? Now, they already got the black man in prison, the leader of their family in prison, or the one that's strong enough to take care of their family, protect their family. Because I know black and white, black women and black men, let me say this right, black women and black men, though there's this thing that looks like a black man's dominating the black woman, that's really not how it works. They collaborate. And he takes his position of power to protect the household. And if he needs to go out there really bring in all that money, he just has to do that. If there's a need for her to be at home, then so be. Because the school system, public school system, is just an indoctrination camp of buffoonerism. Learned that the hard way. And it would be the same for the Caucasian couple, the white couple. The man takes a position of suffering and provision for the family because the wife is tender and she's the one birthing the children until something else can change up or switch up. But you never want to just throw those kids away just because you just don't want to throw the kids away to the public system. You just don't want to do that because you don't want to do that. So now they're telling on the media, the television, oh, the white man this and the black people who suffered, they remember the suffrage. They remember being abandoned. They remember being not supported. They remember. So now when you see the white man homeless and hungry, instead of being in the Christ mind, you just start saying, well, we went through it too. Y'all can go through it. So now they almost destroyed, 80% destroyed the black family. Now they turn around to try to destroy the white family. So the black people that's been harvested and destroyed almost to the tittle looks over there and says, oh, y'all getting it, huh? Y'all getting what we got. So hopefully everybody will understand, if you don't come together, they bringing in another class of people who going to replace the first group of people. Then they're going to bring in another group of people that's going to replace the other group of people. Because you're dealing with people on both sides of the aisle who just want bodies. Because it's an experiment for them. They just want bodies. And they'll let them come into your community, Detroit and Chicago, and they'll be 48% of your school system. If you don't stick together and realize there's an oligarch on the blue side, oligarch on the red side, and it's all about that money. Who votes for or picks the presidents? Then y'all just see, especially with the Democrat, they pull that money. Those are the voters. Popular vote. Going out there voting isn't you don't vote. The delegates vote. You don't vote. The college votes. What's the front of that part of that name? I can't recall right now. They vote. Okay? Not college students. I'm talking about electoral college. They're the voters. They vote for the president. Okay? And they do that popular vote thing so that they can get you stirred up in your emotions and then cause a lot of heap and hollering, and nothing changes. When they have you when they have you suffering, when both of you suffering, will it be too late? Will it be too late? When they got so many folks afraid to not get something that's supposed to be safe and effective. And people hollering and screaming saying, y'all, they setting you up. They always set us up. They allowing others to come in because they feel like they got this thing lit. They label things. to mentally tell us we're different when we know we can share blood. We so different that we can share blood. Plasma. We so different. I'm woke. May one day you awaken. Let's go hit that bell. Appreciate you watching.